Welcome to another episode of Boujee Best Friend. Today we're talking about confidence. That is a question I get week after week on my What Will Coco Do? How to gain confidence after a breakup. How to be more confident at the workspace. How to be sexier. Always something. So I was like, let's have a podcast episode about that because nobody's born with confidence. It's a skill that you work on and you develop over time. But I wanted to give you like some kind of personal update, but I'll keep it brief. I'm freezing my eggs this year. I'm very excited and I am curious about the whole process, and I am starting my first rounds of testing next week. But I am so excited to, and it's dependent on your cycle. So like when you're on your period, you have to get the testing. So like I'm on my period right now, so like hopefully in the next few days we can schedule that. But anyway, I'm gonna have somebody on the podcast from Wove, that's where I'm doing it, to just tell us, like walk us through the entire experience. And then after I'm done with my experience, I'm going to record another episode about that. One more professional update. You might have seen on my socials that I launched a jewelry line with Wove, and I'm obsessed with the pieces. It is Coco X Wove collection, but the focus of the collection is knowing your worth and really recognizing your strength. And just this jewelry serves as a constant reminder of who you are and what you deserve in life. So we have 4 pieces. One ring is called Perfectly Imperfect. If you are on video right now, you can see. So it's a lot of diamonds, and it's like in some kind of asymmetrical shape because nothing in life is perfect, and we need to accept that and see that still it's so gorgeous and beautiful. And then inside the ring, it's engraved Know Your Worth. The other one also has diamonds, but it's a bit more dainty, and it's called Inner Sparkle because we all have that inner sparkle inside of us, and that's why people like you. Like people like you because of this something special that you have and nobody else has. So you have to remember that. We think that we can't show up as ourselves on the internet, sometimes in front of our friends and family, but actually that's what makes you different and unique, and even your little silly little quirks, like that's what it is. And then we have a diamond drop, which is a necklace that is pear-shaped or like a water drop, and it's on this beautiful necklace, and you can buy it. That's the pendant, and it's on this beautiful necklace that also has 4 little diamonds. And if you want to buy it without the pendant, that's an option as well. And then we have studs that says XOXO, like gold studs, XO in one ear, XO in the other ear. And it is just because I always write XOXO when I'm writing you letters, like my giveaways and stuff. And it's like, wish them well. You know, when you, in life and on letters and everywhere, it's like as if somebody hurt you, just wish them well. Like, you know, don't hold any grudges and try to be positive. And like, there's no point in keeping anything to heart and like being upset. That just only hurts you. We don't really have any crazy summer plans. I am again freezing my eggs, so that's my focus. And we're gonna go to a lake with my boyfriend's family. And what else are we gonna do? We're going to a wedding in Nantucket. I've never been there. I'm excited. We're going to a few more like just weekend trips, but nothing like no Europe trips. And I know that a lot of people is in Europe right now, and it seems like everybody is like living it up, and you are maybe sitting at home and you're like, why is everybody shaking their booty on a yacht and not me? Like, why am I here? And like, I'm working. But I just want to tell you that you are exactly where you need to be. And what you see online is not what it is in reality. Sure, people are visiting Europe during the summer, that's a fact, but they are putting only a highlight reel on the internet. And I know we know that, we all know that, but sometimes we need a reminder, and sometimes we just can't even differentiate of like, not even differentiate, like we know that this is just the highlight, and maybe they got into like the biggest fight with all their friends and family that same day, but we wouldn't know that because they just put a photo of them looking beautiful. And I even know sometimes when I like post a photo and things look like, it looks like I'm having the time of my life and I'm actually like just bored and I just want to go home. So, that's also an option. But I know that online comparison is one of the biggest confidence killers. It is just so funny because we compare ourselves and we know that what we're seeing is not true, but we still like can't help ourselves. You think you're doing the worst from all of your friends. So online comparison and just like too much screen time, it's so negative. It really like I was on my phone for so long today. It's a Saturday right now. I was procrastinating the entire day and I was just on my phone and looking at everything and everyone, and I was just so sucked into my phone, and I was like, I'm aware that I'm not doing anything productive right now, that I should probably put my phone down, but I was just like, sucked in. And my confidence was not great, and I'm like supposed to record a confidence episode. I'm like, Cornelia, get it together. But yeah, moving on to another confidence killer, which is workplace toxicity. Oh man, have I experienced a lot of workplace toxicity, and it really sucks if you're working with somebody and you just don't like them. That is so unfortunate because you all have to spend you have to spend so much time there with them in the same room and they just suck. And it's like, why can't we all just get along? But sometimes they are just gonna criticize you a lot and just say things that, to put you down or like to provoke you. Especially, I'm so sad about this, but the reality is girls are much more like catty and they are much more like causing drama sometimes at work. Even if you have a boss or a colleague that is constantly criticizing you and your performance. And I even remember when I was working in restaurants, like you would always have a manager who would just be a dick and just, be rude to everyone and put them down and tell them that they're like worthless. And also when I was a makeup artist, I remember that I was assisting this celebrity makeup artist, and the very first time I came to work on set with her, she looked at me and she's like, you should not talk to anybody here. You should only speak if you are spoken to. You are a nobody. You should be like a fly on the wall. And I was just like, okay, fine, like cool. I was just happy to be there because we were shooting, I don't know, some kind of popular brand like Maybelline or something that I was, when I first moved to the US, I was like just happy to be in the room with people who do what I wanted to do. I was just so excited. But yeah, that can kind of mess up your confidence, and I feel like I didn't speak on set for a year after that. So we all have been there. And speaking of work, we are constantly overloading ourselves and trying to overachieve in every aspect of our lives, because women nowadays, we are told that we can have it all. So we try to have it all at the same time. We try to be like in my example, like I'm trying to be a good content creator. I'm trying to provide value. I'm trying to record a podcast. I'm trying to create something like the jewelry line. I'm trying to post fun content. I don't know why I'm just talking only about content, but like I have so many avenues of the content I'm creating. Then I'm building a brand. Then I am trying to go to a lot of events. I'm trying to host my own events. I had the Boujee Best trip. I have a dog. I want to keep my apartment perfect. I want to do my self-care every single day. I want to go to the gym. Like, I know these are all like, and I work 24/7. Like I literally work constantly. I barely sleep. I do sleep, but like I'm very tired. I'm rambling now, but overloading yourself and then not being able to complete every single task on time or at all. And then you're just beating yourself up and you feel like a fucking failure, but actually you just put too much on your plate. And especially, I can't even imagine like when I have kids, how will I manage my time? I do believe that that's going to really help with managing my time, because I'm going to be able to say no to things quickly, and I wouldn't feel bad if I don't do something like hang out with someone, because I know my kids are my priority. But I'm like, how am I going to find time for all of this and do everybody's laundry? We're sending our laundry out like with Tutsis, but how is that gonna happen, but overloading myself already. Like I'm already stressed out. How am I going to handle all of that? I'm a little thirsty. Wes? Yeah? Can you get me something to drink? When we're talking about confidence killers, you can't skip cultural pressure. Obviously, you have to walk a certain way, talk a certain way, look a certain way, dress a certain way. Like you have to ace everything. You have to be in a relationship. And if you are in a relationship, are you going to the next step? Like this is how it is nowadays. If you don't have a boyfriend and you really, first of all, you can be single and just be happy, but then you're gonna get your uncles and aunts and people asking you when you're gonna get a boyfriend. You're like, I don't even want one. But then let's say that you do want one, people constantly coming to you and asking you like, when are you gonna get a boyfriend? You're like, I don't know, and I would like to know as well, but I don't know, so let's move on. Then you find a boyfriend. Then they're like, when are you gonna get married? Then when you get married, it's like, when you're gonna have kids. You have the first one, then when is the second coming, the third? Like it's never ending. Like the pressure is never ending. And then we also put all that pressure on us. And even the questions I get, it's like, and the questions I get are like, all my friends are married and I feel pressure. Should I just be with this? Last week somebody was like, should I just be with this neighbor that's close by, but like he's not attractive and we have no chemistry? I was like, absolutely not. Like, what are you thinking, that you're just gonna hook up with a neighbor that's not even hot? Come on. Standards higher. And then you do find a boyfriend and you're so happy, and then you're comparing your relationship to everybody else's, and you're like, well, she just got engaged and then they have a second child already, and you're like, but you don't even, you're good where you are. So it's like the pressure is real. But sometimes I just sometimes find it fascinating how people are so okay coming to people and just asking such personal questions. When you're gonna imagine if somebody's going through if somebody has trouble conceiving and somebody is coming to them and like, when you're gonna have a kid. People are just so crazy. People can also be so negative, like complainers. I hate complainers. That's another confidence killer. Like if you're constantly surrounded by somebody who's complaining about every single thing see, I can't even speak, complaining about every single thing on this planet, it's so hard to be in a good mood and to see the light. I just spoke about this in my previous episode, that your environment is stronger than your mindset. So if you're surrounded by people that are just like sucking the life out of you, you're not going to be your perky, bubbly self that you are meant to be on this planet, which is, unfortunate. But you need to learn how to say no. But more on that when we get to practical tips and how to become more confident. We got to mention cancel culture. Cancel culture is typically fear of being rejected publicly by saying something that is kind of unconventional or something that you stand for and you think that it's like controversial. It's a fear of expressing your true opinion, but it doesn't have to be only publicly. It can also be with your friends. This is not really a good comparison, but maybe it is. It's when you're going out and you are not drinking, and it's almost easier to just order sparkling water with lime and pretend like it's vodka soda than explain to everyone like, why are you not drinking? Actually, in this stage of my life and the people I'm hanging out with now, that doesn't really happen as much. Like they don't question why you're not drinking. But previously, like now I'm in my wellness era. I think you all know that. But now I don't feel so much pressure to drink. But before, in my 20s, oh my God, like you can't say no to a drink. It's like, what is wrong with you? So that's almost like, fear of being canceled. Like you're not cool anymore. You're not cool to hang out with them. That's on that. But big confidence killer is breaking promises to yourself. When you say that you're going to do something, no matter how small and mundane it is, you just have to do it, because you're going to start losing respect for yourself. It's like, I know we're all guilty of not keeping promises to ourselves that we give ourselves, but we're going to work on that, because that's how we build confidence. And we learn that confidence is a skill. So you can work on that and train it. So let's talk about building confidence. I do want you to have a little closet, up level, like buy a few pieces that make you feel like the future version of you, like that sexy, powerful version of you, and get rid of things that are old and like have holes all over, just clothes that don't fit you anymore, or something that it just reminds you of a low time in your life, and leggings that you have since college or high school, depending how old you are right now. But just get rid of stuff like that. It's just not necessary. And obviously confidence is a mindset shift. You just have to reprogram your brain and start thinking in a different way. Confidence is a choice. Like anything else in life, you have to understand that your thoughts create your reality. When you usually see a confident person, people are like, how are you so confident? And how are you so, secure? And she's just like, I'm just who I am. Like, I love myself and I'm just totally fine being me. And why wouldn't I be? Because I'm awesome. And like, I work on myself constantly, and like, I have a good opinion about myself. And it's not easy to find courage to be yourself, because at the beginning people are going to be like, yo, hello, calm down. You don't have to be so loud. Like, you don't have to be in our face. Tone it down a bit, because when you start being who you are, you start standing out, because everybody else is just like blending in pretty much. So that's really difficult sometimes. It is just living a life that is true to you, and sometimes people are not going to be okay with that, and you just got to learn that it's okay to disappoint people, so you don't disappoint yourself. Because if you start living your life for other people, you are going to disappoint yourself every single day, and you're just going to start living a really sad life, and we don't want that. We want you to be happy and thriving. I just want to give you an example here that I just thought about. That's a very easy example we can all relate to. I'm sure we all had an experience like this in our life. Let's say that you are single and you think you want to meet somebody, so you are trying to push yourself. You're trying to put yourself out there. So you're trying to like go out with your girlfriends and to bars and restaurants and parties, and you're going everywhere. You're trying to put yourself out there. And there was this one night and you're just like, I really don't want to go out. And then your girlfriends are like, come on, let's go. And they're like happy single, and they just like want to chill and go out and party. Actually, they don't want to chill. They want to party. But you go with them and you go to a bar. First, you had to get ready. You had to spend money to either go in an Uber, or you had to drive, and you had to park, and then this. And then you go there, and then the restaurant is really loud. Maybe you forgot a jacket, and then you're cold. Maybe you just had some idiots next to you at the bar, so they were like bothering you the whole time. Maybe somebody spilled something on your shirt, and you're just thinking to yourself the entire time, I just wish I stayed home. Why didn't I listen to myself and stay at home? She was like, I tried to, because she tried canceling, but her friends were like, come on, don't be so lame, peer pressure. And then she just left with the girlfriends, and she was disappointing herself the entire time she got home. I mean, this happened to me, so I'm not recently, but before that, I was like peer pressured into going out or going to places and doing stupid things that I didn't want to do. And then I would come home and I would just like beat myself up, and I would be hungover and I would be tired, and I would just be like, why did I do this? And I know that it's not in my benefit. I just did it because I wanted to please other people. But yeah, I mean, if she just said no, I will, or me just said like, I will stay in tonight and there's nothing you can do to change my mind, they would survive. But she would like stand her ground, and that's a really important thing if you're trying to build your confidence. Like, you have to stand for something, and you have to know who you are. Stay authentic to yourself, even though people are gonna call you names. Maybe not names, hopefully not names, but they're gonna call you selfish, or that you only think about yourself, and that you don't want to do ever anything for other people. That happens with family a lot as well. Not my family right now, thank God. I mean, we're good. In general, we're good. But people confuse selfishness for self-love sometimes, but it goes both ways. I mean, I'm pretty sure my parents thought I was really selfish when I wanted to move to the US when I was 22, because I just decided to do that and I didn't really think about their feelings. And nowadays, when I think about like having kids one day and having them just like leave me when they're 20, I also think like that's not okay. Like, you're not gonna do that. But it's or if you marry somebody who lives in a different city or something like that, and then you have to move and your parents don't want you to move, you have to choose. You're going to disappoint them and move, or you're going to disappoint yourself and not move. But by the way, what I also want you to remember, that understanding and recognizing that you are not happy with where you are and that you are not as confident as you want to be, that takes a lot of courage and a lot of self-awareness. So I wanted to take a second here and applaud you for that, because not everybody is aware. Like, some people go through their entire life feeling unhappy and they're like, this is how life just feels. And that's sad. I think that you are doing the right thing right now, and you're doing the first step, and that is trying to understand everything about confidence and how to improve it. I'm not saying that I'm the confidence expert, but I feel like I am pretty confident in my life, and it just happened because I started believing in myself, I think. So I want to give you some practical steps that you can do to improve your confidence. Number one, I already mentioned, like, get yourself some power outfits and you're just going to feel cooler. Maybe treat yourself, like pamper yourself sometimes. Building confidence is definitely internal, but it helps to do some external things that also make you feel better about yourself, like massage, spa day, go to a hairstylist, get your makeup done, nails done, acupuncture, whatever rocks your boat. That's definitely allowed. Confidence is an action, and people sometimes say like it's a byproduct of action, and the action is that you are working on yourself and you are doing what you say you're going to do, and you are living freely and authentically, and you feel energized. Like, when something really lights you up, that's something that you're really passionate about, and that's something that's really just true to yourself. And you feel the same way when you hang out with certain people. So if when you leave and you feel depleted and you just like feel like, oh, I just wasted my time, that your body's telling you something. Maybe that person is not good for you. So maybe, like, definitely a huge part in building confidence is surrounding yourself with people. I mean, for everything in life, you got to have a good group of people around you, but just putting boundaries on unhealthy relationships. And even with your phone, if you're following people that make you feel like you're not good enough, just mute them, unfollow them, block them. I hope you're not going to do that to me, because I hope I make your life better. But sometimes people come to me and they message me and they're like, I had to unfollow you for a while because I just couldn't look at you with what you were saying, because you were right. Like, if your boyfriend is like treating you like shit and I'm constantly calling it out in your face, obviously I would maybe unfollow myself too. But again, confidence is a skill that you build every single day. I'm going to finish off this episode with the confidence cycle. I just made that up as I was preparing for this episode. So the confidence cycle starts with just telling yourself you're going to do something awesome, and then groundbreaking, actually doing it. Mind blown. So after you actually do it, then you're going to become your authentic self. Then you're going to become the person you actually should be and you are going to be. I just dropped an episode about habits, and we went in depth and why people sometimes don't do what they say, like how to break those bad habits. But yeah, just actually doing it and diving into it. Life really does have a funny way of not giving you certain things until you're aligned with your true self. I was listening to a Mel Robbins episode today, and she said that you should give yourself a high five in the mirror every day to boost your confidence. And she was like, and it's because you connect a high five with something like celebratory, enthusiastic. So just try giving yourself a high five for 5 days. Like, it doesn't cost you anything. And let's see if something happens. Like, did your mood improve a bit or confidence boosted a tiny bit? Let me know in the comments. Actually, leave me a comment or send me a DM or leave a review. Okay, bye. Boujee Bestie, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Be sure to subscribe to my podcast so you never miss out. I release new episodes every Friday. If you love Boujee Best Friend, please leave a 5-star rating and a review. Your support means the world and it helps the show grow. You can also follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Coco Beauty, and you can find Boujee Best Friend on Apple, Spotify, and all other major podcasting platforms. Love you. Bye.